Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is my everyday foundation and concealer routine, and this is a great routine if you're over the age of 35. Why 35? Because 35 is when the fine lines and the emerging wrinkles start to appear, as well as hyperpigmentation, sunspots, and we really need to focus on covering our face, but at the same time, using as little makeup as possible to keep our skin looking natural. So before we get started, make sure you subscribe to my channel and you also hit that notification bell, because then you'll be one of the first people to know whenever I release a new video. For today's video, I am using 3 products, and the first one is a primer, and then my foundation and my concealer. These are all Charlotte Tilbury products, and this video is not sponsored. I just love Charlotte's makeup. My mom recently said to me, "Why do you keep using Charlotte Tilbury?" And the reason for that is because I have dry skin. I'm 36 years old. My skin is just a bit more on the mature side now, and her makeup really is, in my opinion, made for mature skin. So before we get started, I just want to point out that I've already applied all my skincare, and I use very hydrating and moisturizing products. You can find a link to my everyday morning skincare routine down below in the description box. The first product I'm going to apply on top of my skincare is the Wonder Glow Primer. I love this primer because it really blurs out my skin, and it has a tiny bit of shimmer in it, so it makes my skin just look very luminous. So I'm just going to apply this to my face and on my neck. And this is a prep that I'm doing before I put on my foundation. And now I'm going to use the Light Wonder Foundation by Charlotte Tilbury. I love this foundation because it is just so dewy and hydrating for my skin. And my skin never feels like it's going to crack when I'm using this, when this is on my face during the day. If you have very dry skin, you'll know exactly what I mean by that. And when we have dry skin, our skin just looks older naturally. So it's really important that we use something very moisturizing and hydrating for our skin. So I'm gonna give it a good shake, and this is the shade 1 Fair. And this is my Beauty Blender sponge, and this is another great product to have if you have mature skin, because this sponge is just going to nicely place the makeup on your skin, and it's going to give you this very light airbrush finish. Also, you always need to dampen this sponge before you use it, so that to me just kind of helps the makeup to really just melt into the skin. And as a bonus tip, I always put some on my eyelid because I feel like it just kind of evens out my skin, and this is what I use as an eyelid primer. So you can see now my skin just looks very even. It looks so dewy and hydrated, and it feels great. This does not feel like a heavy foundation at all, and that's perfect for when you are over 35 years old. You don't want to put anything heavy on your face. It's just going to age you. The concealer I'm using today is the Charlotte Tilbury Retoucher Concealer, and this is in the shade Fair. And I love this concealer because it's very thin, and it just gives me just the right amount of coverage that I need under my eye area. If you can see with my eye, I don't have bags or very dark circles at all. My issue is just a little bit of unevenness with the skin tone. But my big problem is I have these lines, and I smile a lot. I'm a happy person. So during the day, the more that, I'm smiling and just going around my day talking to people, all of a sudden, if I'm using the wrong concealer, it just gets so old looking underneath my eye. The makeup looks thick, it gets stuck in the lines, and then the lines look enhanced. It's horrible. This is my most favorite concealer on the market because it gives me just that little bit of coverage I need without being too heavy. So I'm going to show you how I apply it. With concealer, less is more. Don't apply it like the 18 and 20-year-old girls do on Instagram and YouTube. It's going to be too much for you. So I'm just going to make 3 tiny little lines and put a touch of it on the inner corner. I can see as I'm looking in the mirror that here is where I have more of that discoloration. So I wanna make sure I hit that spot without overdoing it. So here, same thing, 3 lines. So I'm gonna go right back in with that same Beauty Blender sponge. I'm just going to press it in to my skin. And now when you're looking at that area, you can see that it is just covered up enough, but it doesn't look heavy. So let me go through and do my other eye. So this is how I do my foundation and concealer every single day, and it gives me just the right amount of coverage I need without being too heavy. I hope you found this video helpful, and please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and I look forward to seeing you again soon. Bye-bye.